I'm going to rock the Moses Moody pose real quick because Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody are staying in the Bay Area for yet another season as the Warriors decided to take both of their fourth-year options moving forward as they are both third-year players right now. Still fairly young, but they've got a long way to go in a Golden State Warriors jersey. Kendra Andrews did tweet this out earlier today saying the Warriors have exercised the fourth-year options for both Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, the team did announce. I'm super excited. I think these two guys could be the future of the franchise. I've been really excited to see what they can do for the past 4 games and now what they're going to be able to do next season. Go on ahead and show them some love in the comments. Type JK and Moody down in the comments. Let these two players know that Dub Nation is behind them and that you guys are excited for them. But first, we have to get into this season. They've only played 4 games so far, the 2023-24 NBA season, so I put together 4 takeaways that I've had through those 4 games. I am Allie Barefoot, the host of Warriors Today by Chat Sports. Producer Smitty is right here to my left, and let's get into it. The first thought that I had was, holy crap, Steph Curry could be making his way onto his 3rd MVP award. I didn't have this in the books for Curry, especially not at the age he's at right now. But the last time Curry won was back in 2015, 2016. But the way he's playing this season, he could definitely be on that track once again. Anthony Slater did tweet this out. Steph Curry's scorching 4-game start. 27 points in 31 minutes, 8 for 20 field goals, 4 threes, 41 points in 35 minutes, 14 for 19 from the field, and 7 threes. And he keeps going. 24 points in 31 minutes, 42 points in 30 minutes. He's averaging 33.5 points on a 56, 47, 92 splits. He's having a crazy start to the season. Whether or not this progresses throughout the season, that is to be determined. I definitely think it can. He's off to a hot start, and he's playing selfless basketball. Because did you know that last night, as the Warriors did defeat the New Orleans Pelicans, Steph Curry also broke a record, an NBA record, for the most three-pointers. He has had 24 in the first 4 games of a season. He's been shooting lights out. And of course, he was without his splash brother last night. So he even picked up the slack and made as many points as Klay Thompson could have made in that game. I think that they are both adhering to each other very well. And I think Steph Curry is definitely on a good pace right now to win the MVP again. Because remember, he has not won since 2015, 2016. And if you guys remember that year, it was insane for the Warriors, for Steph Curry. So if we go and take a trip down memory lane and remember those stats that he had to help him on this MVP journey in 2015, 2016, his first 4 games of that NBA season, he was averaging 37 points per game. He's averaging 33.5 right now, 5 rebounds per game, shooting 60% from the field, almost 50% from the three-point line. He was also shooting lights out back when he won the MVP award. Well, now fast forward to these first 4 games. He's averaging 33.5 points, 5 rebounds per game, the exact same amount when he won the MVP award, 55% from the field, and almost 50% from the three-point line. These are neck and neck stats. And I truly think if he keeps playing the way that he's been playing, he could definitely rack up another award for his trophy case. I think he's on the right track. I think if he keeps playing the way that he's playing, and if the Warriors help him out, and vice versa, he helps out the Warriors, better record, has him getting a better chance at the MVP award at the end of the season, I think Curry could be a shoo-in. What do you guys think? Do you think this could be Curry's 3rd MVP year? Type MVP in the comments if you guys do agree. I definitely think so. I know it's early, but you know the NBA loves talking about that MVP award. Go on ahead and type MVP in the comments if you guys do agree. I'm also going to tell you guys about Prize Picks, our daily sponsor here on Warriors Today. Super easy. There's a reason why this is the #1 daily fantasy sports app right now. It's because all you have to do is pick between 2 to 6 players, their projected stats, just click more or less. That's all you have to do. It takes less than 60 seconds. I went on ahead and put in my picks for tonight's NBA matchup. Of course, no Warriors game tonight. So I went on ahead and took Mitchell Robinson to have more than 9.5 rebounds. Kevin Durant looking pretty spooky in his Grim Reaper edition of Prize Picks Halloween. He's got about half, I picked more than half of offensive rebound. And Victor Wembanyama is like a Frankenstein, I think, today. He's some kind of monster. I had him more than 16.5 points. These are my picks. I want to see yours. All you have to do is go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use promo code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100, and you can watch yourself win some real money in real time. My second takeaway of the NBA Warriors season, the first 4 games, is that Golden State's future is looking very promising. Of course, Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody are considered old players, considered to Trayce Jackson Davis and as well as Brandin Podziemski, but overall, I think these rookies are in good hands, being with Steve Kerr and the Warriors. Steve Kerr also made a quote last night on these 2 rookies saying the rookies were fantastic. Of course, against the New Orleans Pelicans, he means. We've seen this throughout camp. Both rookies can really play. We've been itching to get Brandin out there. Trayce we got on the other night in Sacramento, and he gave us a really good run. They've got 18 rebounds between them. I mean, they are constantly around the ball, anticipating plays, keeping it simple, and moving it on. I couldn't agree more. If you take a look at Trayce Jackson Davis's numbers, 13 points against the Pelicans, 9 rebounds, just shy of a double-double. His first in the NBA. 4 blocks, love to see it. Shooting 55 from the field, that's great. That's fantastic, especially against the Pelicans who were undefeated before last night. And then the other rookie, Brandin Podziemski, I love watching him play. His stats don't pop as much as Trayce's do, but that's okay because he had a lot to offer on the court. He had 5 points, 8 rebounds. Once again, I love that for a guard. 2 assists and shot 40 from the field. And I thought it was pretty funny that Anthony Slater also pointed out that Trayce Jackson Davis had such a good game that he outplayed his nickname. Slater said Warriors veterans use Baby T as TJD's nickname, but told him it'd go back to Trayce after he hit his first double-double. He had 13 and 10 tonight. Draymond to him postgame said, Baby T who? Bad news, though, the statistician did take away 1 rebound. So he officially had 9 in the night, but I think in the Warriors' minds, they're like, all right, you pretty much got a double-double, so we'll lay off on the nickname. I love that, and I also love that Podziemski was crashing to the board every time a shot was going up. I think that's a skill that a lot of these veterans don't harp on as much as they get into the league. I think having rookie legs out there, Brandin Podziemski, he wanted to get that stat up, trying to get as many offensive rebounds as he could, and as you can tell, he got 8 rebounds last night, so clearly it paid off. I want to know, which rookie do you guys like better? You can like both the same, but either way, just type BP for Brandin Podziemski, type TJD for Trayce Jackson Davis, or type both. They've both been shown out in different ways. My third takeaway through 4 games, Klay's got some juice left. He's still ringing it in. He just became the 10th all-time 3-point made list. Well, you know what I mean. He made it onto that list. So he's still breaking records out there. And honestly, I think he's still got a little bit in him. Although Steve Kerr did address his injury, and the reason why he wasn't playing last night against the Pelicans was because of knee soreness. Jonathan Kuminga had a knee contusion, but ultimately he did not harp on either of these injuries. He just said, look, they're both fine. We just didn't play them last night. So that's great news to hear. Sometimes you're going to have to sit. It's a little early in the season to be sitting, in my opinion, but I'm also not a professional athlete. I don't know what kind of toll it takes on your body. But when I look at Klay Thompson, I think he's had a very quiet 4 games, but it's been effective. You don't realize how much he's been putting in the games because Steph Curry always outshines him, which is fine. Steph Curry's a great player. But Klay Thompson has actually been helping the Warriors a lot. I'm not the only one that thinks so. When they played against the Phoenix Suns, Steve Kerr complimented his defense against KD, saying, I thought Klay was great. I mean, he just did his best to make things difficult on Kevin. There's not a whole lot you can do once he rises up and gets that release way above his head. Not a whole lot you can challenge. So you just have to try and do your work early, and I thought Klay did that. Kevin Durant is still one of the best players in the league right now, so the fact that Klay Thompson can guard those older players is great. Can he keep up with the rookies? That's definitely a test that Klay Thompson's going to have to prove, but that's fine. You got to kind of work your way through, and you're going to get older in this league. But I honestly think he's still got a little bit of juice left in him. But overall, this was an issue last season. I think it's still becoming an issue this season. Not as bad, but if they keep it up this way, it could become a real problem. It's the turnovers. They struggled with this last season because the Warriors ranked 7th in the NBA right now in turnovers with 56 of them. 59. But last year, the Dubs lost the ball 1,300 times. They led the league in turnovers last season, and right now they're ranked 7th, which isn't that high when you look at people like the Chicago Bulls who have 75, but it could definitely trend that way if this pattern keeps going. However, Chris Paul only has 4 turnovers this season, and he was brought onto the Warriors to be the primary ball handler alongside Steph Curry. That's a great stat, and I know Steve Kerr is loving to see that from a veteran, showing that to the younger guys in the locker room and on the court, really just having that leadership in him to say, hey, look, guys, we got to knock it off. I've got 4 turnovers. I can speak for that. Because Kerr said at the beginning of the season, his goal is to have 14 max turnovers per game, which is still a lot, but turnovers are a part of basketball, so it's going to happen. And so far, the Warriors have actually done pretty well on Steve Kerr's wish. I wish it would be a little bit lower, but once again, I'm a perfectionist. So, through the games, when they played the Suns, they had 11 turnovers, less than 14. Against the Kings, they had 19, which was a problem in the preseason as well. The Kings just do something to the Warriors in terms of turnovers. Rockets 14, Pelicans 14, right at that max mark. I would still like to go see it down a little bit, but overall, if Steve Kerr's happy, then I'm happy. I want you guys to comment your biggest takeaway from the Warriors' first 4 games. It can be anything. You can harp on something that I said, or you guys can point out your own takeaways. Just drop them down in the comments below. And while you guys are at it, just go on ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be back every single day bringing you guys Warriors information. We're going to be having watch parties while this NBA season is rolling on. Anything you need to know about the Golden State Warriors, you can find right here at Warriors Today by Chat Sports.